Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Raw Cloud. Today's discussion is going to be about 2 days ago I met with the Pleiadians. Now I psychically linked with the Pleiadians, and this was the first time I've ever consciously remember. If I'm talking to the Pleiadians in the past, I don't remember, but I did uh, link with them, and I'll tell you exactly what they look like when I link with them. So they had on all blue skin type suit, and there was probably about nine of them. And they kind of favored each other. You know, they had the long blonde, thin hair, and one of them spoke to me. And I feel very fortunate to be able to link with them. It's something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time, is to be able to speak with the Pleiadians. Now, what this one Pleiadian spoke of is that mankind should not view this transition that we are going through as a negative thing or a positive thing. It is a transition that all life forms have at certain points in their evolution, and that everything is as it should be. You know, like I said before, we will go through some bumps and bruises, but let's not look at it as a bad thing. This is a human experience that we are going to have to evolve and go through together. There will be no one person that has to go through this alone. We are all going to go through this together. Even they are going through this transaction with us. Okay? But the one thing that I got from this Pleiadian is that we have to elevate our conscience on a spiritual, in a spiritual manner, and be more loving and caring and considerate towards each other. We're going to have to do away with these old ways of how we work and how we view each other at the workplace. You know how you would have a manager, and it's okay to have someone over a certain department, but for that person to view you as less than, that is going to have to go away, because we have to view each other as managers of our planet and not over each other. All of the old ways of thinking and how we develop our conscience was all wrong in the beginning. So we have to learn to have patience with each other and evolve together and see each other as family. Also wanted to talk about, now let me first finish this up, because um, now I didn't speak with them too long. These Pleiadians made it short and sweet about humanity, you know, to step away from fear, because fear will hold you back. Okay? We have to elevate our conscience and create what we want on a planetary wise for the human civilization. And that no one is better than the next person. And that we all should be helping each other to create a better planet for our human civilizations. Now, we do have hybrids that are working along human side to make sure that we do move in a positive way in elevating our conscience. So, like I said, when I linked with these Pleiadians, it wasn't just one or two. It was probably about 9 of them, and they all had the same suits on, all blue, skin tight suit, all blonde hair. I didn't see any symbols on their uniform. So, but I was very fortunate to be able to link with them and get that message that they wanted to share with me. Now, I do want to reach out to the Andromedans, to get your perspective and your advice, and also the Taurians. I would like to hear from you guys. So I'm setting the intent for you guys to link with me, share your views and opinions on how Earth civilization is going. So, but I also wanted to talk to you guys too before I forget. Now, you guys know that I identify with the Pleiadians, and we meet in a space that is reserved for our people. I'm not going to say it's a portal. It's a space where time just don't exist. It's like a reserve type place that we can go and meet and have these meetings and talk. So, and in the past, I've lived as many humanoid birds, and with that skill set, my vision was impeccable. It was extremely advanced. So, and that's going to lead up to what I'm going to tell you now. When I was younger, I didn't put this together until now. Looking back, I was probably about 11 or 12 years old, and I went to go see my father. And my father, he has a deep voice, and I don't know if it was his voice in the conversation that I was so focused on that put me in this trance, and open up my third eye. But nevertheless, my third eye was open. And at that age, I didn't know what a third eye was. I didn't know the capabilities of a third eye. And as my father was talking, my vision was so focused on him that I began to see layers of his flesh. I began to see his bone right down to his soul and all of his organs. So when I saw this as a kid, I didn't know what the heck was going on, and it freaked me out. And once I became fearful, it went away. But for that brief moment, it was like I had X-ray vision, and I saw right down to his soul. And looking back on that, I'm like, man, that was truly remarkable. I don't know if that ability came from the Blue Avian bloodline or the angelic dragon line, but I've had these past lives where my vision as a humanoid bird, so in the past videos I talked about this, where there was a guy that was on a hover bike, and we was on another planet, and there was a king, and my bird people was just sitting under this tent, enjoying themselves, and this guy, a Caucasian guy, was just hovering, maybe about 5, 10 feet away from me, and he was just looking at me with this smirk on his face, and then he fired this laser down at my feet. Now I was like 7 feet tall, maybe 8 feet tall, and when he fired that laser at me, the laser was too slow for my vision, and I saw this laser. It couldn't keep up with my vision. So, and it just made me think back, like when I was a kid, and when that happened, I saw right down to my father's soul, his internal organs. I saw everything, and it made me think that those abilities, you know, they move on with you. You don't lose those abilities. I mean, they stick with the soul. And even for you guys out there, we all have certain abilities. And I think when we give our power away, it's hard for us to unlock these abilities. And I think fear also holds back those abilities that we all have. So you guys may have a story, you know, similar to that nature. And if you have a story like that, I would like to hear. You know, also, guys, now that we're on this, I'll talk about this one time my brother shared with me about the grades coming into my mom's house. Now, in the past, I told you that my brother, when my mom passed, my brother, he was 24-hour care. And, you know, he told me, and my mom told me as well, that these graves came into the house. Now, we all know that the graves use technology to enter a home. They don't just come up to your door and break in. You understand what I'm saying? They use technology. They can also use orbs that can pass through walls and windows and enter your home. And those orbs, then once they enter your home, they can come out of the orbs and just pop in. But anyway, my brother said that my mom was in the room. They hadn't went to bed yet. My mom was in the room, and he just happened to see this light shining from the living room. And when he went out there, he peeked around the corner, and he saw two tall graves and two little ones. And they was fascinated with my mom chair. Now, my mom, because of her illness at the time, this chair that she had, this electric chair that she had, it can raise her up so that she can get on her feet, and it can also, lean her back so that she can elevate her feet. So the two little grays were in my mother's chair. This is what my brother was telling me, and I didn't think that he knew anything about the grays. I didn't think that he knew anything about this stuff. I never told him about these missions. I never told anybody in my family other than my wife and kids because they would see certain things that would go on. And but to get back to the story, now these two little grays were, jumping in my mom's chair. They were so fascinated with it, and the two taller grays were just watching these children. So my brother said that he went back into my mom's room and closed the door and began to tell her what was going on out in the living room. And he said seconds after that, he heard a extremely loud knock on that door. Now, this is what pissed me off because, first of all, I don't like the Greys because of what they do. And I know that there's many types of Greys, and not all of them are in these other agendas that go on that play out as far as these abductions and creating hybrids. Not all Greys are into that. But it pissed me off that they try to strike fear for whatever reason. And I believe they took my mom and brother that night. And I'm like, if they are going to do that, then why not heal my mother from what she was going through? Why didn't they intervene? If they're going to be creating, using the human race to create hybrids, why not heal my mother from what she was going through as far as high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, all of that stuff that my mother was going through. And I believe those two smaller Greys were I think they were my mother's children because they will bring children in and to meet the parents. And my mother, she was a loving human being. And just like I told you guys, when she passed, you know, I got to see my mother in her golden form. So I knew that she was high up there in density, that she came from a higher realm uh, to be here. But these are just my thoughts on the Greys. When I found out what happened, then I began to tell, my mom and my brother what I was doing, for the military and for these galactic beings. But I had no idea that they too was a part of these other things that were going on. And for you guys that really know what's going on, then you know that it's bloodline. You know, they go from your grandparents to your parents to you and your children. So it's always a bloodline type thing that they try to um, keep that agenda going. But as far as me dealing with the grades, I don't deal with them, and they know I don't play when it comes to that. That I work for a higher council, and we stop these abductions from happening. So, and I'm also going to add something else. My sister, she's a year older than me, and you know she was coming up very negative, and she was into a lot of bad things. Her attitude was just not good. So I want to say about a year ago, she told me that these beings walk through. She called them demons, but as she started to tell me exactly what they look like, they were reptilians. And reptilians like to hang around people that smoke, people that drink, people that do a lot of harmful things to their body, people with bad attitudes, and they welcome these types of things because that's what they're into. So my sister told me, that she was sitting down on the couch where she lives, and these two beings, and I asked her because I didn't want to give her any clues or my input, so I stayed quiet. And I said, "What did they look like?" She said that they had green skin. And I said, "Okay, okay. What did their eyes look like?" She said they were all yellow and they had slits in their eyes. And I said, "Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what you were dealing with. What came through that portal was reptilians." She said there was a male one and there was a female one that she could see. And I said, "Well, how could you tell?" She said the female had breasts and had, long hair. And I said, "Okay, that sounds about right." Um, but it just made me think and look back at, how her attitude was. I mean, she's a lot better now. She's taken a lot of responsibilities for her actions coming up in life, and she's a better person now. But these negative beings have the ability to influence, and like I told you, they will be around people in your family that are doing bad things. A lot of times, they influence these bad behaviors. So just always know to always look a little bit deeper than the surface, okay? Because there's always something spiritual behind everything that we do. When I was younger, a voice came to me telepathically and told me that I will be doing some special things for humanity. And I remember that it always stuck with me in my mind, it always stuck with me of what this voice said. It told me that I would be doing some things to help humanity later in life. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I didn't think, at one point in time, I didn't think that I was even going to be here. It was so bad. Coming up from a teenager, I would go through these sleep paralysis, and I could look around the room and I would see these shadows. And now, I don't know if you guys know about the shadow people, but all it is this figure of a man, and it's just a shadow. They call them the shadow people. And I used to see them all the time. Just like in my previous video, I used to tell, you guys that the light was something I was always going to be a part of, but the dark were always pulling on me, trying to persuade me to join them. And this was never going to happen because in my soul, in my soul, I was always directed towards the light. I was always supposed to help humanity out. And these other beings, these dark beings can look down the timeline and see who's going to cause them problems and go at these children and try to persuade them into a contract. But I am very lucky to still be here today and to be doing what I'm doing now to help humanity out. It has been an honor and a privilege to be a part of something so great. And I will continue to serve humanity and be a part of all these good changes. And I will never withhold information from you guys because you are ready. It's time. You are worthy of the truth. You deserve the truth. And as we move up in density, the veil will come down and you guys will be able to see everything. They will no longer be able to hide. And the dark ones are afraid of it. They are extremely afraid of you guys being able to see them. But the truth must come out. You are ready. I have welcomed you guys into my life. I talked about personal things because I view you as my family. We are all one. A lot of the people in the comment section are from my star group. This I know. You guys are my soul family. Higher dimension. When you made your video and you started speaking Arturian language, I recognized you from a past life. I won't go into this now, but you, I've always known. We have been comrades. I didn't want to tell you, but I decided to tell you now. I've always known you. Bernadette, I know your energy too. You got a good heart. Continue to step forward. Don't step forward and then step back. Continue to walk your path. There's another YouTuber. I recognize his energy. Very good guy. And you guys go and check out. Now, his YouTube name I like, but I really don't want to say it on YouTube. But it's Funk YT. Guys, check out his channel. And anybody new, check out High Dimension channel. These guys are putting out good work and taking down the veil and giving you guys disclosure. It has been an honor and privilege to know these people. Tammy, I haven't forgot about you either. Don't be shy. Step forward. And there's another lady. Can't really remember your channel. It's Think Something. But you have a beautiful heart. We talk all the time. You two have a mission here. I also recognize your energy. This is why I put a lot of energy into you guys. It's because I recognize the love and compassion that you have for others and yourself. This will carry you all the way to the top. Anybody new coming to this channel, this is for you. This is your time to get this information. I'm not always going to be here. There will be others that will be coming. They will be stepping into their mission, their path, their soul contract for humanity. And for those that are at YouTube, it is not my wish to fight with you. I love, honor, and respect everyone at YouTube. And if I have offended anybody, then I give my deepest apologies. But this message must reach humanity. It is their time to awaken. Everyone on this planet is ascending. Everyone. And I really don't want this message to be stopped. I want it to reach as many people as it can. It belongs to humanity. So once again, YouTube, I want to work with you, not against you. I want you to work with me and not against me, because this is valid. This is happening. Your cosmic brothers and sisters are here, and they won't be stopped. We have a lot of help. Be a part of this change. Be a part of it. Everything we do is being recorded. Everything. Make your mark in being a part of something that is so profound and great. That way you can look back at your children and say, you know what, I was a part of this positive movement. I helped someone get that message out, and look at where we at today. This is not a game. Anyway, I love, honor, and respect all of you, and I want you guys to have a good day.